Welcome everyone to one more video. First of all, I want to thank you all for being here. Hopefully you can find some useful information or at least have some fun. On this video we are going to check out the GeForce GTX 960 released in 2015, and for that we're going to use the lab PC. For a quick recap, this PC started with an i7 920, a GeForce GTX 580 and 6 gigs of RAM. We tested out some games with it like that, and then we tested Cyberpunk, but for that we needed to upgrade the GPU, so I borrowed the video card from my main rig here, a GTX 1060. It's nothing much, but it was enough to test Cyberpunk on that computer. And also on that video we upgraded the processor to a Xeon 5670, a 6-core 12-thread processor from 2010. So we're gonna see some of the performance of the Xeon 5670 on this video, but you can also check out the other videos on the channel, and you can look to other great YouTubers like City that just recently did a video with the Xeon 5670 running modern games. The GeForce GTX 960 was released in 2015 with the GM206 GPU. The core clock runs at 1127 MHz with a boost of 1178, and the GDDR5 memory on it runs at 7 GHz. The 960 we're going to check out on this video is the 2GB variant. There's also a 4GB one, and being the Strix version, it has a little boost on the core clock and on the memory. Now these cards retailed for about $200 back in 2015, while the flagship card, the GTX 980, retailed for about $550. So the GTX 960 only costs 40% of the GTX 980 while delivering 60 to 70% of the performance. Not a bad deal if you ask me. Now back to the lab PC. To start the fun, we're gonna scrap the NZXT case and use this V4 Thermaltake case my great friend the Turtle sent me. As much as I like the Battlestar Galactica silent look of the NZXT case, it's much too cramped and it's got really bad airflow, so the Thermaltake V4 case is gonna be a nice upgrade for it. Now since you can see me doing a number of different builds with different cases on the channel, I'm not gonna put you through that again. I'm gonna let the parts swap themselves. And now we have a new case and a new video card that, although it's not as powerful as the GTX Titan, has got support for DirectX 12.12, exactly what we need to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, released at the end of 2020. We failed at our last attempt with the Titan for lack of the proper instruction set, so let's go straight to it, and yes, it does work. The game runs, but barely. I would say really, this game is not playable with this video card. The game runs at around 20 FPS with frequent drops. Even lowering the resolution to 720p, it's still a tough one, staying between 30 to 40 FPS, but dropping to 20 FPS at times. Cyberpunk 2077 is another difficult job for the aging GTX 960. In Full HD, it runs the game between 20 and 30 FPS. Using resolution scaling at up to 50%, you can get a boost of about 10 FPS, making our gameplay stay between 30 and 40 FPS, but in my opinion, this game doesn't really look good in lower resolutions, especially with scaling. So I definitely do not recommend you play this game with this video card. I love the Fallout series. Fallout 4 was released in 2015, being the last real Fallout to me. I tried playing Fallout 56, but that thing has so many bugs and it's so badly optimized that I gave up after a couple of hours. So whenever I want to satisfy my craving for post-apocalyptic bandits, mutants, and badlands, Fallout 4 is what I resort to. Turns out Fallout 4 is very well optimized. The game is beautiful, the map has got tons of encounters and quests, the storyline in which you're looking for your kidnapped son is pretty good, and performance on this game is really good. Bethesda games like this one have VSync turned on by default, and that's quite okay. The game runs in Full HD at 60 FPS with details set to high. GTA 5 is definitely a timeless game. This game has been a thing since 2013 when it was released, and of course our GTX 960 here does a pretty good job at it, running it on Full HD at up to 80 FPS with drops to 50 on highly demanding areas, but overall a great experience. By this point, everybody knows that Mafia is one of my favorite games. I basically try it in every computer I can get my hands on, and to tell you the truth, Going into this, I thought the GTX 960 had no chance at running the 2020 release of Mafia, but fortunately I was wrong. This was actually a good surprise. The game runs at 40 to 50 FPS in Full HD on the lowest settings, but it still looks great. Witcher 3 quickly turned into a classic. This game was released in the same year the GTX 960 came out, 2015, and it looks really good. The 960 provides another great gaming experience on Witcher 3, running at 50 plus FPS on Full HD with graphics and post-processing set to medium. So that's gonna be it for the GTX 960. If you have other suggestions or things you want to see with this video card, go ahead and put it down in the comment section and I'll try to answer it at some point. Thank you for staying this far. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time.